Okay, I'm preparing the requirements for the midterm, and this is for the residential building that we have been working on. We were working on that building for almost 3 weeks. So we're going to prepare 2 different sheets. Okay, so we're going to prepare this one. So this one is gonna be a 3D object with colors and realistic materials, but the other one is going to be a section with callouts. Okay, so what am I doing? I took that section. So this is first, remember that I went to the sections. I renamed, this is section 1 with all the stuff here. So I renamed that section in section 1 final. And I just created this crop region, and I hide the crop region because I don't want to see that. And then I'm preparing for callouts. The good thing of doing this is that if you zoom in, everything is made of 3D objects. Okay. So at this scale, 1/2 to 1/2 inch equals 1 foot. And I think it works well. It fits in this sheet, and those sheets are 22 by 34. Okay, so let's use this one. And at that scale, it works perfect. And then we need to take the callouts. Okay, so for the callouts, I took the section, and then I'm going to take this callout, and then this one, and that one. Okay, so here I want to show the transition between the concrete wall and the wooden element. I have the sill, the window sill. This is the window upper part and the transition between the window and that floor slab. And here, finally, we need the roof. Can we show here again? Well, we can show this, but it's the same detail that we are showing here. So that's why I created these 4 callouts. And then on the final sheet, I have, this is the window sill, and this is the upper part of the window. And here, this is the roof, and this is the connection between the floor, the first floor slab, the concrete wall, and that, okay? So most of the details are here. But on the callout, we have to fix some things. And instead of using colors, we are going to use just black and white and some hatches. I think it's, well, it can be like this. It's elegant. So we're not using colors. We will have a sheet with colors and realistic materials, and another one just with these callouts. So the section is good like this. We don't have to add anything, but on the callouts, we have to fix some things here. So we will fix things by adding other hatches and by adding some, basically hatches and some shades of gray. That's all we're going to do. So the first thing here, we have the default hatches. That works good for the gypsum board. This is the, okay, so here we have this element is structural framing, and this is the cellulose, okay? And that's the internal thermal insulation. Okay, so first thing, let's fix the internal thermal insulation. We're going to write graphics, and this is a cut pattern because we are cutting this. So if we don't show it, okay, so here we don't have that. But on the other, we need to, if this is the thermal insulation, we're going to add this element here. Okay, so it's not the right place and it's not the right distance. So what is that distance? It was 2 inches. Okay, so insulation, 2 inches, and there you go. Same thing here. So do not show this cut pattern visible. And we can do this up to this point. Okay, so that's the first thermal insulation. The most important thing is to differentiate between thermal insulation and the rest of the details. This is thermal, this is wooden element, and this is cellulose. Okay, so well, for some reason, this element, I don't want this. If I make it invisible, no, it's that one. Okay. But now this element, it has to be wood. So let's see if we can override graphics in view. If this is structural and it's wood, I think I'm going to use a solid fill, but with a very light gray color. Okay, so I'm going to use this light gray color. It can be even lighter. So I'm going to use this 230. Okay, so in red, green, blue, it's 230. So I'm going to use this because I think it works better. Good. Okay, so every element that it's made of wood and it's sectioned, every structural element that it's sectioned, I'm going to use this. So override graphics in view by element. And now this solid material is gonna be 230. Okay, can we make it better? Let's try hatch. Okay, so I'm going to select this, and this again, and override graphics by element. And in this foreground, I'm going to make it visible, but I want to use another material. Here we have wood. Let's use this one. Okay, good enough. And then for this one, I need, because that's cellulose, so I'm going to need thermal insulation there. What is that thickness? It's 10 inches. So I can do this, 10. Okay. That's it. Something else. Well, this is wood too. And this. So everything that is sectioned and it's made of wood, I'm going to override graphics. And here, because this is structural but not as important, I'm going to use another wood. texture. Okay, so that's different between wood structural and wood non-structural. So that's good. And the only thing you see that here we finish this thing. So that element has to be slightly different. So we can copy this one. Okay, because we need to create here something that covers all that stuff. If copying doesn't work, we can create a region. Okay, so I'm going to create a field region. So that field region is going to be like this. And now this masking region needs the same surface pattern that we had used. I think it was wood number 2. There you go. Okay, because you see that here we need this final element to be slightly different. So I think this is good enough. Well, it's not good enough because for the rubber, remember that those are rubber bands. So the section cut pattern, I'm going to make the background solid, and yeah, let's create the darker gray, because this is the rubber, and we have to create the glass because now we have a triple glazing. So we didn't do the triple glazing, but now I think it's time to do it. We can do it easily with the region. Okay, so we have the region. It can be a rectangle. So that's the first panel, first glass panel. It has to be empty. Okay, so now I can copy this, and I have to copy this here. Okay, it has to be in the middle. Okay, and here the glass needs something different. So this can be the foreground. Okay, and for the triple glazing, we need a spacer and we need another band of silicone there. So I can annotate region. There you go. That's all we need. And now the rubber there, the silicone. Okay, so that is the same gray material that we used for that. There you go. And now we only have to copy this. Oh, okay, this has to be white, okay? So, yeah. So that's all we need. And I think the only thing that's left is this. This is a cellulose. So again, this has to be hatched. This is 1 foot. So we have to do this. The thickness is 12. Okay. And if this is wood, this cut pattern, I'm going to use wood. Okay, so I think this is enough. And on the final sheet, it will look much better. Okay, so we need a difference between these and that. So here, by adding these kind of things, I think it will work. Okay, because well, if we don't have colors, I think it's more elegant. But anyway, so it's a different way. We have done other details with colors. So this one is without colors. Just the final thing. Let's hide this in view. Let's hide this in view. There you go. Okay, so now you should do the same with all the callouts here, but at least this, the difference between this level of detail and this level of detail, that's correct.